Good morning, thriving warriors. Today is Monday, May 29th, 2023. And let's see, the temperature is currently 64 degrees. The high today is going to be 88. So 64 and 88. Time is racing, 64 to 88. And let's see what else we got going here. 546. Okay, so here we are at Department of Career Services, where our goal is to help you on your journey from Someday Isle to Successlandia. We do that through a bunch of little morsels that can quickly, easily be grabbed out of the metaphorical sea, that can be easily obtained, easily ingested and digested, and that will nourish you to help you on your journey. This is the first one, this podcast. And in a sense, it's sort of the most important one because it's the one that gets all of the actual important ones going. So down in the description below, there are 16 numbered little morsels that you can do. And if you take the time every day to do each of these, could take a couple, 2-3 hours to do all of it, especially if you do it in good faith. If you did that, I promise you, you will be better. You will be better for it. So please share, thumbs up, subscribe. You know the thing. Please do that to get this going. So we're going to keep it down to 10 minutes. We're at 2 minutes in right now. Let's get started. The next morsel is advice from an 80-year-old. You want to get from point A to point B? It's simple. Don't burn bridges. You'll be surprised how many times you have to cross the same river. Right. Okay, good. Second, our attitude of gratitude. So please write in your book, I'm so happy and grateful now that. Boom. And then ask yourself, what are you so happy and grateful for right now? What are you so happy and grateful for right now? Okay, I'm happy and grateful that I had a nice, good, spirited exchange with my daughter Lucy, text exchange, which is sort of the reason there we go, which is sort of the reason the podcast was a few minutes late this morning, but nevertheless, here we are. So that's what I'm so happy and grateful for. Also, it's a beautiful day, another opportunity to help people move forward in their lives. And I have my kombucha, so I'm happy and grateful for that, even though it's sticking to the coaster. Refreshing. Not quite from the land of sky blue waters, but that's okay. Next on our hit parade today is week 2, day 1 in our neuroscience-oriented approach to success. Week 2, day 1. So this would be with the metaphor of the boat. Last week, week 1, was the overview and orientation of what we're doing. Successlandia, Someday Isle, boat, ocean, why it's important to do that, how we're going to get there, etc. This is now the practical part. This is building the boat. This is the week where we build the boat. And so from a neuroscience perspective, this is the, today, in fact, is about neurons, the connectome, actually. The neurons in our brain, how they work, so we can answer 2 fundamental questions. Who am I and why do I behave the way I do? So we're looking at neurons in the brain. Very good one from Sebastian Song, who I think was at Princeton when this TED Talk was done. We've been in contact with him over the years. So this week we're learning how to build the boat. Next week it's how to get the crew on the boat. And then the week number 4 is how to not crash the boat, how to not get shipwrecked or go off course. All right, so that was kind of long. Seth Godin, your preference is not universal. You're entitled to it, and we'll do our best to help you find what you want. But it's unlikely that what you want is what everyone wants. It's hard to believe there's only one appropriate standard for value, observance, speed, or performance. The easiest way for us to help you is to not waste time arguing about whether you've uncovered a natural law that we've been ignoring, and instead, let's simply find out what you want. I like it when is much more productive than everyone wants. Okay, thank you, Seth Godin. Thank you for that. Let's make sure. Yep. Aesop's Fable, how are we doing for time? 6:21 in, a little bit behind. The wolf in sheep's clothing. A certain wolf could not get enough to eat because of the watchfulness of the shepherds. But one night he found a sheepskin that had been cast aside and forgotten. The next day, dressed in the skin, the wolf strolled into the pasture with the sheep. Soon a little lamb was following him about and was quickly led away to slaughter. That evening, the wolf entered the fold with the flock. But it happened that the shepherd took a fancy for mutton broth that very evening, and picking up a knife, went to the fold. There, the first he laid hands on and killed was the wolf. The moral of the story: the evildoer often comes to harm through his own deceit. Okay, different time, different place. So that's saying that because the wolf got a little bit carried away, got a little bit lackadaisical, got a little bit too comfortable, it led to his demise. So if he'd been a more clever evildoer, that would have worked out for him. But here's what I say to you. As with the original version, that is, placing the moral judgments aside, the wolf had an interesting plan but poor execution. Hubris, greed, etc. caused it to fail. Placing himself amongst the sheep was not a good plan. He could have gone on for a long time. Okay, so I'm going to say Charlene, good morning, Greg. Good morning, Charlene. Good morning, Todd. Good morning, Diana. Could somebody please ask Al to go be loud somewhere else right now, just for 10 minutes, just while I'm trying to get this thing done. It's very distracting. And of course, he doesn't know that I'm doing a podcast because Al's a good guy. But could somebody just ask him to go somewhere else, and maybe remind Barb that I'm doing a podcast? Okay, so Diana is grateful that she woke up this morning. Okay, pretty low standards. Pretty low standards. Okay, let's move on to something a little bit more important. How about our prayer? Prayer for discernment. Grant me, O Lord, to see everything now with new eyes, to discern and test the spirits that help me read the signs of the times, to relish the things that are yours and communicate them to others. Give me the clarity to understand that you gave Ignatius. Amen. All righty then. How are we doing for time? What have we forgotten? I think we're getting close to the end, 9:21. So we're doing these things shorter so that people will not have an excuse to not watch, i.e., I don't have time. But it seems like fewer people are watching, Jeff, so maybe you can give me some input on that later. Okay, next. All right, so next, 2 last morsels, not morsels. Okay, Diana, you're up. your time to shine, your opportunity to display. Yes, so next to last morsel, act such that yesterday was the only easy day. Push yourself just a little bit more today, do a little bit more today, a little bit more meaning and purpose, embrace the suck, get comfortable being uncomfortable. And Charlene, if you're there, your turn. Something is sticking. Your turn. Okay. When is the journey over? The journey is over when we stop breathing, when our heart stops. Until then, if you're still here, God is not through with you yet. Okay, so with that, can we get an and cut? So 1 minute over our goal, and cut. And Diana says, and cut. Boom. End. Bang.